about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow this feeling. It seems my dream won't go away. So it's more like...
Hello, welcome, I'm Devil Sniper and this is episode number 32 of our career mode with Frankfurt. And yes, it is D-Day. It is the biggest game in our history at this moment in time. The second leg of the game against Zenit St. Petersburg. As you know from the previous episode and from the first leg, we managed to win 2-1 with goals from the mighty Schweg and of course our talisman, Raul Jimenez, who's been absolutely sensational all season long and of course all last season. So with the 2 away goals, we currently lead 2-1 on aggregate of course, and the tie is balanced at 2-1. So we've just got to go out, make sure we can do a job and hopefully come away with a draw or even more importantly a victory and go into the next round, which would be an absolute sensation in our first attempt in Europe under my management. But it was Zenit St. Petersburg who came out like a house on fire. They're very aggressive. They're attacking in with such force and ferocity. Danny playing a nice ball into the Hulk, and the Hulk just nonchalantly slots the ball home. And again, where did our defending go? Really poor defending. We just didn't monitor the run. We gave the Hulk too much space and time, and he punished us in a very, very depressing manner. But Danny, who played so well with the Hulk all game, they were both causing us so many problems early doors. A nice ball from Danny into the Hulk. The referee decided that that was a corner. I was expecting him to award a penalty. Thankfully, he didn't. The ball comes to the back post, and unbelievably, we've conceded 2 goals inside 38 minutes of the game, inside the first 40 minutes. The tie is now in favour of Zenit St. Petersburg. The defending, again, was woeful to say the least. Trappy was caught off guard, but the man at the back post, you know, Hakan's at the back post, he should be winning that. He should be sticking his head on the end of that boot if he needs to do that. You know, if he gets a couple of stitches, so be it. But unfortunately, he didn't. We weren't man enough at the back, and Zenit St. Petersburg were just way too overpowering with the Hulk and Danny, who played an absolutely magnificent first half and literally swung the game by themselves in that first half period. So as you can see, we are trailing 2-0 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate. We need to get that all-important goal. So I decided to make a change early doors in the second half. Taken off Shodok. He just didn't get into the game. And I thought, you know, Annunaki scored the 2 against Dortmund. Hopefully he'll have a bit of form, a bit of confidence, and we'll get him involved in the game. But it was Jimenez getting a cross in for Hakan. It should be the opposite way around. Why is our talisman out on the right-hand side getting a cross in? We know he's fantastic, but we need him in that box to get the headers. But as you can see, it was literally all Zenit St. Petersburg again, tearing us apart. And unfortunately, Trappy did get a foot to it, but it was just not enough to stop the shot going in. Woeful defending. We're trailing 3-0. That's 4-2 on aggregate, and we are staring down the barrel of a bloody double-barreled shotgun and going out of Europe in a very poor fashion. At home, in front of our fans, losing 3-0 is just not acceptable. He knew he still had life in him, getting down to that right-hand side into the byline, but Zenit St. Petersburg were just like a brick wall. We could not break them down. They defended really well. Witzel played so well in the centre of the park, dominated the game for him, along with Hulk and Danny, who were just literally, on this occasion, unplayable. We never got in amongst it. We never put our stamp of approval on the game. We weren't physical enough. We just weren't plainly good enough. And that really hurts me, especially when this is the final season before FIFA 15. To lose the game in such a fashion is absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. Not only to me, but for the boys. It's just a devastating state of affairs. And I'm really, really disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed. I'm absolutely disappointed. As you can see, we were outplayed, outthought. The possession was awful. It was just a woeful game, to say the least. The highs of winning 2-1 in Zenit St. Petersburg to the absolute lows of losing 3-0. And to be honest with you, you know, it's not as if it's the first time we've had a 3-0 defeat this season. We've had so many thumpings this season. Even though we're doing quite well in the league, as you will see in a moment, we're doing okay in the league, but we've had, you know, the odd 3-0, 3-1, 4-1 thumpings. We're sitting 4th, but it's just not good. You know, even our points is being decreased. We've got 45. Leverkusen are on 43, of course. Borussia Mönchengladbach are sitting on there on 39, who can still cause us a few issues. It's just not a great state of affairs. It really isn't. Our next game is at Hoffenheim. I should say at home to Hoffenheim. As you will see, in the German Cup, in the semi-finals, we have Wolfsburg. And we know how the games have gone against Wolfsburg. If we don't nullify De Bruyne, we could be going out of the German Cup at the semi-final stage. So at this moment, things are not looking good. Things are not looking rosy. Life in charge of Frankfurt at this moment in time is just not very nice. You know, I'm so gutted about the European side of the game. I really put a lot of my eggs in the basket for Europe. You know, I think we've done a good job to hopefully secure, at this moment in time, nearly secure a top 6 position to make sure we go into Europe. But there's still a long way to go in the league. We've still got a job to do in the league. On top of that, you know, we've done okay in the German Cup. We've got to semi-finals, but I want to go on and win it. At the way we're playing at this moment in time, I just don't see us doing that, to be honest. We're not playing well. We're doing it in fits and spurts. We went on a magnificent run, and then it's all come tumbling down. But before that magnificent run, it started to come tumbling down before that. You know, we weren't playing very well. And as you can see against Hoffenheim, we're not playing well either. Hoffenheim are playing the better football, looking the more potent going football forward. I was going to say looking to go forward. And of course, we do what we normally do, concede a very sloppy penalty. Stefan Odis on this occasion, our number 22, our right back, comes in, commits himself a little bit too early to the challenge. I do feel the player was looking for it, hence he went down like a sack of shit and won his team a penalty. But at the same time, it was a challenge that didn't need to be made. We could have just nullified it. He could have just stood his ground. Unfortunately, didn't. And of course, we concede that sloppy penalty, which has haunted us all season long, to be honest. And we are punished further by Roberto, is it Minero? Or Firmino, who scores the penalty, which is just very disappointing. But you can see the boys lacking confidence throughout this game. They just didn't look up for it. The loss against Zenit St. Petersburg has not only hit me, but it's hit the boys. It really has. A nice ball over the top into Wallison. But you can see from his first touch, that chest control normally would be inch perfect for the strike. On this occasion, it's just woeful at best. Absolutely woeful at best. We're literally opening, parting the Red Sea for Hoffenheim. We're allowing them to walk through us. You can just see that the boys' heads are down. They're not up for it. They're not into it. The disappointment of that European game has hit them hard. As I say, it hit me hard, but it's hit the boys just as hard. And it makes the rest of the season an absolute uphill struggle. We have no current form. We're not playing well. We look very susceptible in the centre of the park, let alone at the back. You know, the partnership between Zambrano and Bamber Anderson, you'd think they're two complete strangers at this moment in time. But hopefully Sonny can set the record straight. He has a fantastic opportunity. And it sums up our luck. A left foot strike, which was absolutely beautiful, onto the post. And the ricochet came out and Hoffenheim were able to clear it with complete ease. But Hoffenheim just kept coming and coming and coming. And they end up scoring the third goal. A well-crafted goal, a nice cross. Poor defending again, in my opinion. You know, a centre-back should be winning that all day long. You know, Mark Oliver Kemp has got to dominate his opponent, dominate the centre forward and just go through him if needs be. And you can see there, Annunaki going off the pitch, head down, really disappointed with the way he was playing. And we just did not offer anything in this game. And it was embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. And I feel embarrassed for you guys to watch how bad that we played. You know, as Frankfurt fans must be truly embarrassed with my man management skills at this moment in time. After the highs of season number 1, winning the German Cup and getting us into European football, I've progressed aside. I feel we've done really well, and I'm happy with what we've done. But we've lost too many games easily this season. You know, 3-0, 4-1, etc. And it's been really, really disappointing. The highs of the European run was fantastic, but to go out in such a fashion, losing 3-0 at home after leading 2-1. It's just awful. And then to get thumped at home again in front of our home fans 4-0 by Hoffenheim is just unforgivable. It's just absolutely unforgivable. But thankfully the stadium was absolutely jam-packed, and I can only thank the Frankfurt fans for turning out in such vast quantities to still support the lads. They've never booed any of the boys, which has been absolutely marvellous, and I'm so chuffed for that, because that really would dent the confidence. But conceding 7 goals in front of your home fans, and then going into your 3rd home game in a row in probably the worst form of your club's history, your club's history and my history as a manager, is just devastating. And you can see against Stuttgart, we don't even start off brightly. We're looking so woeful at this moment in time. It's absolutely embarrassing, to say the least. It really does feel like the climax to the season could come down with an almighty hammer, because if we continue to play like this, Wolfsburg will absolutely batter us. But Kladak trying to make something happen, gets the shot away, and thankfully Jimenez picked up on the rebound to give us a 1-0 lead. Will I say it was deserved? Totally and utterly it wasn't. Against a run of play, it was the first real attack that we had crafted. A nice shot from Kare. I think he was just in desperation to get a shot on target, to get a shot away. Thankfully we got the rebound. Jimenez was there to slot the ball home. But Stuttgart looked so much better than us. As you can see, woeful defending yet again. How did we let him through there? I do not know. We should have been going through ball and man, or even man and ball. I wouldn't mind giving the penalty away, as long as the boys show some fighting spirit, which at this moment in time, they're really not. Schwegs is trying his damnedest, but the boys' heads are just so low. The confidence has absolutely dwindled. It has gone. It is gone. There is no confidence. Even with a 1-0 lead at half-time, in that changing room, having our Jaffa cakes and a cup of tea, the boys just did not look motivated. And it's so hard to motivate players when their heads are just so down. It's not the end of the season that I hope for, but you're given your cards, you're dealt your cards, you've got to play the hand you're given. So we will play the hand we're given, and as you can see, we are trying to put in a decent second half performance, but again, we concede that sloppy goal. We've got to nullify that between now and the end of the season. We've got to. If we don't nullify it, we're going to finish the season probably outside the top 6, which would be a complete failure, and we won't be in the German Cup final, which would be a complete failure. And at this moment in time, what are the odds of us beating Wolfsburg the way they beat us in the last game? They absolutely dominated us. It was a nice 3-1 victory for Wolfsburg. De Bruyne was absolutely a revelation, and if we don't handle him, we're going to be in trouble. But as you can see, we're trying to gift Stuttgart a goal, which is absolutely frustrating. But we do manage to salvage the point. We managed to hold on, and do you know what? That could be a very important point come the end of the season. The next game is against Hamburg. It's a huge game. It is a massive game. It is so big. We're now on the brink of going out of the top 6. You can see that table on that right-hand side is so close. Not what I hoped for, but hopefully you'll continue to watch, and hopefully you'll continue to enjoy the remainder of this season. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.
I used to dream about cars and things.